Hi, welcome back to the third part of Chapter 8 from the video novel Follet, the sexy one. You remember. Well, unfortunately, today's snippet doesn't have any sex in it, but it does have pie, and it does have music, and it does have your favorite incubus, Follet, and his succubus pal, Mary. You'll like it. You can read along with us, or you can go to Amazon.com and buy the paperback right here for a reasonable amount of change. You can also purchase the ebook, which has every single bit of exciting stuff that the paperback has, but in electronic form. Both are wonderful. The ebook's cheaper. Oh well, save a tree. If you're ready to begin, let's start. Here we go. Follet found that the book had vanished and that he was clothed again. Before he left the little bedroom, he walked to where he could see the sleeping woman's face. She was smiling in her sleep. Follet smiled too, and he sang softly to her. Once upon a time, when you were mine, I remember skies reflected in your eyes. I wonder where you are. I wonder if you think about me. Once upon a time in your wildest dreams. Once the world was new, our bodies felt the morning dew that greets the brand new day. We couldn't tear ourselves away. I wonder if you care. I wonder if you still remember once upon a time in your wildest dreams. And when the music plays and when the words are touched with sorrow, when the music plays, I hear the sound I had to follow once upon a time. Once beneath the stars, the universe was ours, love was all we knew, and all I knew was you. I wonder if you know. I wonder if you still think about it once upon a time in your wildest dreams. And he left the room and tiptoed down the stairs and out the door. Follet walked back to his car, smiling and singing the Moody Blues song. He got in, turned the ignition, and headed back to the park to find Mary. He was starved. On the way, he turned on the radio, and WINC played a favorite of his from Les Miserables. But this time a man was singing. She slept a summer by my side. She filled my days with endless wonder. She took my childhood in her stride. But she was gone when autumn came, and still I dream she'll come to me, that we will live the years together. As beautiful as Anne Hathaway's voice was in the original recording, this version was stunning. A strong baritone transported the song to another realm, and Follet smiled again. And there she was, sitting on the bench, her head inclined down, reading. Follet pulled up and parked on the street near the bench. She heard the caddy pull up and turned and waved. Then she put her book away, got up from the bench, and walked to the car. "Hey, sailor, know any place in this burg a girl can get some pie?" she asked him, shaking her hips, making Follet think of things other than pie. "Sure, lady, hop in." She opened the door, tossed her bag into the back seat, and plopped down in the bucket. She leaned over to Follet and kissed him. "We're not going to get any pie if you keep that up," Follet grinned and told her. "There are many pies," she winked at him. Follet pulled the caddy out onto the road. Mary cocked her head and reached for the volume dial on the radio. She turned up the volume and danced in the bucket seat to the music. "This song always made me feel like I was flying. You give me that same feeling, Follet," she said, and blew him a kiss. "When you were little, you dreamed you were big. You must have been something, a real tiny kid. You wish you were me. I wish I was you. Now don't you wake up. The dream will come true. Every dream has a name, and names tell your story. This song is your dream. You're the dream operator. It's bigger than life. You know it's all me. My face is a book, but it's not what it seems. Three angels above, the whole human race, they dream us to life. They dream me a face, and every dream tells it all. And this dream is your story. You dreamed me a heart. You're the dream operator. Shake it up, dream. Heidi-ho, dream. Fix it up, dream. Look at me, dream. I've been waiting so long. Now I'm your dream. Hard to forget, hard to go on. When you fall asleep, you're out on your own. Let go of your life. Grab onto my hand. Here are the clouds where we'll understand. And you dreamed it all, and this is your story. Do you know who you are? You're the dream operator. Follet bounced along to the song with Mary. They bounced down the streets of Bald Knob until he spied a little restaurant on the corner, the Fiddler. They parked, got out of the car, and walked to the door. A wooden sign hung over the door. One sentence burned into the wood. The roof never leaks when it doesn't rain. Sounds like my kind of place, Follet said, and opened the door for Mary. They found a booth in the back, and both sat on the same side, thighs gently touching. An old man came to the table with 2 glasses of water, wearing a white apron tied around his waist, and put the glasses onto the table. Coffee? Yes, sir, 2, Follet said. Are you the fiddler? Yep, but I only fiddle tunes that I like to hear, the man said with a big grin. Follet said those are the best kind. The old man chuckled and went to get their coffee. He returned a minute later, set the 2 cups on the table, and asked, Anything else I can get you? Follet said, I'd like a slice of strawberry pie, please. The old man said, Good choice, since Bald Knob is the strawberry capital of the world. How about you, little lady? Mary thought for a moment. Do you have any possum pie? Follet looked at her as though she had lost her mind. The old man laughed. We sure do. I'd love a piece of that, she told him. Don't be nervous, Follet. Possum pie isn't what you think. Follet still looked at her dubiously. It starts with crumbly pastry crust with crushed pecans. The filling is 2 layers. The bottom is a combination of cream cheese and confectioner's sugar and something fluffy, maybe whipped cream. And the top layer is chocolate pudding and chocolate fudge mixed together. I've seen it topped with whipped cream or Cool Whip. We put soft meringue on ours, the old man explained. Sounds yummy, Mary said. The old man left, and Mary and Follet sipped their coffee, letting their free hands touch and their fingers entwine. The old man returned in a few minutes with 2 pies. Enjoy, he told the 2. Thanks, they both said, almost as one. Follet took a forkful from the point of the strawberry pie. He closed his eyes as he chewed. I love strawberries. It's no wonder Venus, Aphrodite, and Freya did too. Mary took a forkful from the crust side of her possum pie and put it into her mouth, chewing greedily once she had tasted the cream cheese and chocolate and meringue. Follet chuckled. Want a bite, Mary? Mary finished chewing, swallowed, and took a quick sip of water. You bet! She cut a bite with her fork out of the crust side of Follet's strawberry pie. She looked intently at the bursting fruit atop the crust. Astrologically, the strawberry is a feminine fruit ruled by Venus. It's no wonder you want to devour it. All I know is that strawberries are related to roses, and both are manifestations of love. Kind of like me, Follet said seriously. Mary began to cough and had to take a drink of water. When she got her breath back, she said with a smile, I'm not sure that you'll be able to finish that pie. You're pretty full of yourself today, Follet. Follet responded by putting an extra-large bite of pie into his mouth and smacking his lips noisily as he chewed. They ate the rest of their pie slowly, sharing and savoring the wonderful flavors. When their forks found no more molecules of pie to scoop up, Follet turned to Mary and said, I think that we should head to Tennessee. Can't explain it, but I have a feeling that someone or something important is there. Mary nodded. I can feel it too. Let me visit the little girl's room and freshen up, and I'll be right with you. Mary got up and walked to the back of the restaurant. Follet got up, thanked the man, and asked to pay the bill. The old man said, I've been practicing away at an old tune that I know by ear. The pie is on the house if you and your friend would take a minute to tell me what you think. That's an offer I can't refuse, Follet told him. Thank you. It will be my pleasure, said the old man, and he reached under the counter and pulled out an old violin case. He opened the case, took out his fiddle and laid it on the counter, and took out the bow to rosin. And when Mary returned to stand beside Follet, the fiddler played the Arkansas Traveler. Follet and Mary tapped their feet, clapped along, and finally danced to the sparkling tune. By the end of the song, Follet, Mary, and the old fiddler were laughing. Mary reached for the fiddler to hug him. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the music, she said. It was a pleasure to play and have such enthusiastic dancers, the old man chuckled. Follet laughed. That's a generous adjective, sir. The old man stuck out his hand to Follet. I'm Sandy Faulkner, but my friends all call me Colonel. Colonel, I'm Follet, and this is my friend Mary. A great pleasure to meet you, Mr. Follet and Miss Mary, he said, holding out his hand for Mary to shake. Colonel, I can't shake the hand of anyone who gives me music. And Mary embraced him in a hug again. The colonel smiled and hugged her back. Stop by when you come back this way, he told them. Yes, sir, Colonel, we surely will do just that, Follet told him as he and Mary turned and left the restaurant. They got back into the caddy and drove off down the street, turned right at the corner and headed east toward Memphis and what was to come in Tennessee.